Yeah, there's a new show on radio called Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu, and we just so happen to have Mike and Stu here with us on Studio 10. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, before we get started on this cooking, tell us about this new radio program, Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu.
Well, it's a wine show, first of all. No, I'm just kidding. It's all about wine and food, and it's not just wine, but we're promoting local here.
Right.
Buy local, eat local, support local, everything local. And it's a launching board for people to contact us and call in on the show and toot their own horn about their business and what they do here locally, and are they really what Lanyap calls funky, supporting local.
Right. Well, we can really relate to that, trying to get the word out about all the great stuff that's going on locally. Now, when you said wine at the beginning, were you referring to W-I-N-E or W-H-I-N-E? Because so you have a little bit of both on the show. There we go.
Right.
And you guys brought some wine with you today. What are we looking at here?
Well, Stu, when he told me what he's doing obviously something spicy here.
Okay.
So I'm one of those, I like to fight fire with fire. So I brought a red wine. It's a Petit Syrah out of California, and it is spicy. So I like to pair spicy wines, well, hence the spice, with spicy foods. But for those who don't like that, I brought a creamy, buttery Chardonnay, which this is called butternut. And it's a good play on wordplay, and it is creamy and buttery, and nut has hints of nuttiness to it, and it's refreshing. It's a great summertime wine if you're not into, if you want to cool down the spices.
Sure. So tell us, where and when do we need to be on that radio dial to find your guys' show?
106.5 FM, and we also we'll podcast the shows after they're over at our website, which right now is sipandchewshow.blogspot.com.
And the time of the show?
8 a.m. on Sunday mornings. And what's great about that time is everyone's getting up, getting ready to go to church. So one of our segments that we do is called the Brunch Crunch. And we run down the brunches in Mobile and Baldwin County, let you know if anybody's running anything special, let you know the drink specials, Joe, because I know you need that.
Well, I mean, those wines did sound pretty good, so those look pretty special to me. And this food we're going to cook today is pretty special. What are we going to make today?
It is a Cajun catfish taco. Okay. And if you've ever been out to California, you've seen the fish tacos they have out there. It's very traditional for them to put a slaw on top of it, and maybe something as simple as just shredded cabbage, or something they make in Mexico called curtido, which is a vinegar-based slaw. What I'm making is Mardi Gras Slaw.
Ah, yeah.
And you'll see why I call it that. Purple cabbage. Yellow bell pepper.
Right. I see the theme going here.
And green jalapeno peppers.
Looks like Mardi Gras to me.
Yep, it's the colors of Mardi Gras. And then I'm just going to do a balsamic vinaigrette with it. Give it a toss, and then you'll want to let this refrigerate until you're ready to make your tacos. And we'll get to that in the next segment.
Sounds good. Well, we'll start cooking those up in the next segment. We've got our Mardi Gras Slaw right there. Stu is mixing it up. And when we come back, more in the kitchen with the guys from Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu. Cherish.
Welcome back to our great kitchen set here on Studio 10 with Mike and Stuart Reb. We are working on some Cajun fish tacos this morning, and it looks like you have the fish already. What kind of fish is this, by the way?
This is catfish.
Catfish,
okay. Farm-raised American catfish.
Okay, we're going to make some fish tacos. You have a lot of good-looking veggies over here you're going to mix everything with, but what do we need to do right now?
All right, what we're going to do right now is cook our catfish. And this is really the hardest part of it, because you saw I did the Mardi Gras Slaw in the first segment, how quick that came together. This is the hardest part, and it doesn't take long either. So all you want to do is just season up your catfish fillets with some Cajun seasoning. If you like it really spicy, go ahead and do blackening.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm taking it easy on you today.
I like spice. You don't have to take it easy on me. So whatever you like, that's what you put on these.
Right.
And just a little. You didn't put hardly anything.
Nah. And then I just put a little bit of oil down there. You can spray it with some non-stick spray.
Okay.
And then season the other side.
Okay.
And now we're just waiting on the catfish to get done.
And how long are you going to cook the catfish?
It's probably going to be about 7 to 8 minutes. About 4 or 5 minutes on each side just to get it a good crust. And in the final segment, I'll show you how we put the tacos together.
All right, that doesn't take long. And you have some cheese straws over here.
Do you need one of those? Because I know somebody is a cheese addict.
I'm just asking.
Mike, you want to tell her about the cheese straws you brought?
Well, we were, trying to throw this thing together, and my favorite cheese straws are at Three Georges, and the Nut House in Three Georges, and, you just swing in, grab them, and go, and they're real nice people there. They take care of you. And you know, Three Georges has been in business for 96 years in Mobile.
Didn't know that.
Historical building right there by Sanger Theater that y'all were talking about earlier. So.
Yeah, so we had to get the Sanger remodeled and get things going, bring more business to Three Georges as well. That's one of the businesses
everybody down there,
we were mentioning today.
Right, and that's just a little taste of what our show's like on 106.5 FM. So we're going to highlight individual businesses like Three Georges, like Uncorked, I believe, is where you got the wine.
The wine shops, wine purveyors, and what I like about you know, supporting local is we do. One thing that places like Uncorked and them can do, and the other wine shops, is there's somebody there that actually knows what they're talking about. And you walk in with your request or an idea, and they could take you right to the chef. You can't get that at a supermarket. Nothing wrong with the supermarkets, I'm saying. It's just they don't have a Stuart there to take you and help you make your wine selections. And these people do. That's how they make their living.
That personalization. So with the fish tacos, what kind of wine would you suggest with us?
Well, I picked out two for two reasons. One, like I was telling Joe earlier, is I like to fight fire with fire, and I like to bring in a spicy, peppery, flavored red wine, which is like this Petit Syrah here from California, to go with the spices that he has on his fish here. Now, if I don't want to increase the heat intake that I'm taking in gastronomically like that, I want to go something more subtle. I'm going to go with a Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc, or maybe some French wine from like a Picpoul or something like that, that's minerally and spirited. But this is buttery and creamy and soft, and it's cold, you know.
Yeah.
And we're getting into the summer months now, and it's kind of refreshing, but still, you know, even though you're having your food and your wine, you want to drink water and stay hydrated.
Sure.
Because wine is a food product, and it will dehydrate you.
Absolutely.
So if you drink plenty of water, if you drink that much wine, you should have that much or more of water.
Make it equal. And
Yes.
you know, I guess too, it's your preference, because some people just prefer red wine, don't really care for white, and then vice versa. So either way. All
And
right.
that's what our show's about, is to try to educate people a little bit about, you know, what to pair.
All right.
We're a snob-free zone.
A snob-free zone,
There
yes
you
we
go.
are.
All right, we'll let this catfish continue cooking, and then when we come back, we'll mix it with the veggies, put it in the taco, and show you how it all turns out.
Back in our great kitchen set with Mike and Stu from Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu on 106.5 Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. And guys, we're cooking up something delicious today. What are we working on?
We are about to finish up our Cajun catfish tacos. You ready?
All right, yeah, I'm ready. What do we need to do?
All right. I made a little bit of dirty rice here because, you know, regular tacos you're going to want Spanish rice. So with these Cajun ones, why don't we go with a little dirty rice? If you're a bean person, go with red beans instead of refried beans.
Okay, and we are in the dirty South, so you got to do dirty rice, right?
All right. Then all you want to do is take one of your tortillas, get yourself one of these pieces of fish.
And you use catfish today.
Yes, I did. Catfish with a little Cajun seasoning. Like I said before, if you want it a little spicy, use blackening seasoning and go ahead and blacken it.
Okay.
Got some of my Mardi Gras Slaw here that you helped make earlier.
This is a real southern dish, man. You got the catfish, you got the Cajun seasoning, you got your Mardi Gras Slaw. It doesn't get more local than that.
Right. And do a little queso fresco, which is a Mexican crumbling cheese. If you can't find it, get a little low sodium feta. It'll be very similar. And then the Mexican version of creme fraiche that they call crema. Just a little drizzle in there. And if you need it a little spicy, go a little Tabasco.
All right, we already talked about these wines up here. Remind the folks one more time to tune into your show and what kind of show you guys have and what they'll hear if they tune in on Sunday morning.
It's a food and wine show.
No, it's a wine and food show.
It's a
it's a
show
wine and food
about
show.
both food and wine at 8 a.m. Sunday morning on 106.5 FM. And like I said, you can catch the podcast if you miss it then at our site, sipandchewshow.blogspot.com.
So Stu with the food and Mike with the wine, and you can see that both are looking fantastic this morning on our Studio 10 set. The recipe is online on the Studio 10 tab, so go check it out so you can make these for yourself at home. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
us.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.